All right, hey y'all, it's Pizza. We're back here today in the long dark. Glad to be back. It is like 6 a.m. Oh, I'm always leaving this thing up. In the morning here in Virginia. If you happen to catch the last video, then you know I've switched to working nights. Last night was technically my day off, right? Even though I have to go to work tonight, although technically it'll be midnight, so technically uh, it's tomorrow. Anyway, yeah. I'm trying to make sure I stay on this. I did sleep a little bit today. You know, I might have to do something about this. I did sleep a little bit today. Got him. I was just tired. Super tired. Kind of like I am right now, honestly. My body, my brain, and everything. It's like, man, you need to go to sleep. But I don't. I shouldn't. It's just gonna make things worse for tonight. So I was bored. I watched the shows I'm trying to watch. You know. Oh, come on, really? This is why this place is so dangerous. Can't stress that enough. Um, Here, hold on one second. Anyway, how you guys doing? I hope you're out there having a great day. I hope you're doing what you want to do, and I hope it's going well. Like I said, I was off last night. Yeah, yeah. I did some sleeping. I did make myself get up though. I did some cooking, which is nice. Made roast chicken and green beans, and took some of the broth from the chicken, cooking down, and made some, like, I wouldn't really call it fried rice, but kind of like fried rice. No egg or any other, you know. Just I made some rice to go with it too, with the chicken stock. Really yummy, delicious meal. It's nice. You know, I'm actually pretty lucky. Mm. My work provides, you know, a meal actually every day, and you never know what you're gonna get. Like we had Chick-fil-A my last shift. You know, we had subs this week. We had one day it was like mini hot dogs and you know waffle fries. You know, they have a little kitchen there, so they make food too. So I like the days where it's more like a home cooked meal than when they get fast food. You know, I mean everybody loves pizza, right? I just throw that in there. So yeah, we get pizzas and stuff too, but you know, occasionally like we'll have like a turkey dinner or you know they'll do like a roast or something. But a lot of times it's more of a order it kind of situation. But I love to cook. I love cooking. Oh, we should probably eat something, huh? There we go. Chomp, chomp. Drink do. Through here. There we go. Yeah. So anytime I can get a good home cooked meal in, it's just my schedule's been so crazy. You know, I just been eating like quick things I can make. You know, sandwiches and noodles and yeah. It was nice to have a proper home cooked meal. But if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm cooking up some food. I'm gonna make a bunch of this oatmeal. I can just have it lying around. It's already getting to the point where it's not in great shape. Now I know it gets to a point where you can't use it in recipes. I'm not sure if it's completely dead. If you can or can't cook it at all. But I don't have a ton of food laying around. I've got meat. But I just need some meals, some things to grab when we're working and doing stuff around here. And a huge pile of oatmeal sounds like a plan to me. So I'm just making some water, cooking up a few bear steaks to go along with what is oatmeal. I might cook up a bunch of this rabbit that's laying around too. I guess we can make some oil. Anyway, the name of this episode is Spring Cleaning. Even though I do have, uh, maybe we'll do the rabbits first. Uh, the base is a mess. Let's face it. The base is an absolute mess. So both inside and outside. So I want to get that cleaned up, get some food cooked. I'm tired of having to like make a fire every now and then just to make some a small meal. So I figured we'd do it all night, cook and get a bunch of goodies on the ground. But yeah, we'll get some of this bear meat cooked, and then I think I'm gonna, because the rabbit is like some of it can be little tiny pieces. We got a lot of rabbit right now. Like a lot.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Of rabbit right now. So that's yeah. But I got a nice little stash of firewood, and let's burn it up. But yeah, I want to get some stuff done. In the last episode, we built a shelf. Yes, we did. I want to get that kind of worked in. Might build a few more containers for the inside. We got a decent amount of containers here at Quonset. And I also probably should start thinking about how I want to arrange my furniture, where I want things to go inside. But inside we've got guts and skins and just stuff laying everywhere. I would like to straighten up my mess just a skosh. So we're going to focus on that, and then again, like I said, I need to stay up. I would like to stay up till at least noon. And I don't think this is going to be a 6-hour broadcast. That's a lot for anybody. I like making long videos. I like to watch long videos. I watch a lot of YouTubers that'll do, their small videos are an hour to an hour and a half. Their big videos tend to run like 3 or 4 hours. I watch a lot of streams too. Generally not live because I'm just not around or watching. Like either asleep or at work, when stuff's going on. But I love a good 5-hour stream. I'll sit there, I'll watch part of it. That's what when I said I was catching up on shows. Although I did catch up on Stranger Things. I'll talk about that here in a minute. But yeah, I like to I like long videos, and I don't mind pausing and coming back to it the next day. So, and generally that's the kind of content I make anyway. Most of the stuff I make is usually like an hour and a half at least. Sometimes we go for 4 or 3. We'll see what we get done today. Stranger Things, boy. So, I really enjoyed the 4 episodes. Was it 4? I think it was 4, right? Anyway, I enjoyed the episodes that came out. I like Stranger Things. I've been watching it, forever, just like everybody else. I think it's funny, though, because I finally allowed myself to just kind of go on the socials and see what everybody's saying about this season. And it's kind of funny, because there's like 2 solid categories of people that are establishing themselves. There's the people who are really enjoying this season and Stranger Things in general. And there's a decent group of people who are not happy. And I was like, huh. And the truth is, I think there's points to be made on both sides, for sure. let's just get one more round of water. It's time to restock the old stash here. Plus, I can take some of this over to Misanthrope and use it for trades. That's already making me happier just looking at this big pile of water. Yeah, you know, it's like, well, some of it is just internet hate. You know. Why I hate Stranger Things. Why the cast sucks. Why nobody can act. Why... It's just to get clicks and views, you know. But I do think there's some solid criticisms along with some solid, you know, people just being happy with the show. One of the criticisms, though, I think, and I get it. I get it. I kind of get it. It's just how old the kids have gotten. And the ages that they're supposedly in the show as opposed to what they are in real life. And so, you know, Steve is like 30 something. You know, you've got the older kids getting pretty. You know, Jonathan, I think, is up there, and the character that plays Jonathan. I don't know everybody's name, so I'll have to use some character names. Nancy and Maya Hawk, you know, they're like the older group. But everybody else, I mean, all the kids are 20s, you know. And a lot of stuff, you know, Millie is married and has a kid, and, you know. I did notice a little bit of the characters having to kind of ramp the pitch up of their voices.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
I think his name is Noah, the guy that plays Will. He has kind of a deeper voice now. Well, obviously they all do. Girls and boys, right? That just happens as you get older. But, anyway. Yeah. And, the guy that plays Lucas also definitely has to kind of add a bit of a higher pitch to his voice. I've seen him in interviews, and he definitely has a deeper voice than he's using in the show. But yeah, I get it. But I'm also, you know, OG gamer, right? I'm an old dude. So I remember, I mean, growing up in the, you know, 80s in particular, like I was born in the 70s, but growing up in the 80s and even through the 90s and early 2000s, I mean, almost all teenagers were always played by like 20-somethings. It wasn't even, you know, an unusual thing. Like, what was it? On Buffy the Vampire Slayer, all those people were pretty much quite a bit older than their characters. What's his name? Xander? He was in his 30s, you know. So, and then, of course, I'm also a child of, like, Grease, you know. And those actors were, like, all in their 30s and whatever. So, I don't really find it that disturbing. It doesn't... I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? It is a bit jarring, though, in this series, because it has been, you know, it's taken so long between seasons. I get that complaint, too. But, it just, like I said, you know, I don't care. They're like, Holly's supposed to be, like, 10, and the actress is 14, or something like that. I mean, whatever. We can it's like a sci-fi fantasy show. We can we're suspending our belief on these monsters and the upside down and all this fantasy and everything, and horror too. That doesn't really bug me at all. But I do understand why it is bothersome to some people, especially long-time watchers of the show. You know, I feel like that complaint is more rooted though in the length of time between seasons, personally. then I think it's rooted in, oh, I can't imagine this. I can't, you know, it's a TV show, y'all. uh, it's okay, but I feel like man, there's so as far as the acting is concerned, I think everybody on that show has gotten better, which is what happens with child actors. Uh, you don't always get. I mean, even looking at some child actors who were incredible, even as young people, um, they were kind of campy and goofy stuff. I made a point in one of the Reddit posts that I think Daniel Radcliffe was probably the weakest actor for the first two Harry Potter movies. Well, look at that guy now. I mean, he's a powerhouse actor. All the indie stuff he does, I watched some of his other stuff. I mean, he's really, really good. Um, I like the guy who played Malfoy. Uh, People pick on him to this day. I mean, the guy's a great actor. I really liked him in what was the show? The Flash. Uh, I loved all that stuff too. That was on Arrow, and uh, my favorite was the Legends. But I just recently got. I never really. I kind of bumped around in Flash when it was on TV, so it was like hit and miss for me to see it. Uh, but I think he's really great. His character is
Not
really
sure I'm
good on
hearing
that
much
show.
more.
He's a good actor. So, and again, he wasn't the greatest in the first couple, Harry Potter movies, but now he's a good actor. So, yeah, calm down, just a skosh. I feel like people are picking on Millie a lot. 11. And again, when you're kind of like, you know, it's hard to say who the actual lead is. But when you're talking about episodic TV anyway, the arcs are going to be different from, episode to episode. So, but she is sort of like, she's 11. Uh, I think she does a great job. I think Mike, the guy who plays Mike, is doing a great job. Again, his character is kind of goofy, you know. He's supposed to be like the heart, of their little group, and I've seen him in other things, and I think he's a good actor. So, yeah, I don't really understand that one too much. Just seems a little jaded. Again, I think most of it comes from people just being irritated at the time that it takes between seasons and being frustrated for how long it's taken. And the fact that, if you were 12 when the show started, you're 22 now as well. There's a big difference between a 12-year-old and a 22-year-old. How they view things, how they see things, what they expect. And, if you were 32, now you're 42, right? So part of that is the aging process, I think, on our peeps. But I think anybody new to the show, if you're a 12-year-old now watching season 1, and you watch it all the way through by the time it comes out, I think they're going to enjoy it. They don't have to wait 2 years. They can binge watch it all in, a month or two if they want, a few weeks. So, I get it and I don't. As far as like plot and stuff, I mean, I feel like a lot of people were complaining because of the recap. A lot of recap was going on. And I did find that a bit annoying. Uh, but when you have so many years between your seasons, not everybody is binge watching the first, 4 seasons. I didn't. I watched season 1 again before season 5 started. But I wasn't going to watch all 4. I don't have time for that. Or the desire. So, I don't know.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
If your current, if your memory, like I said, I don't need to rewatch everything to remember everything. Some people do, but if you didn't really want to, if you need your memory jogged, uh, then yeah, you know, there are going to be a lot of recaps. Uh, I do feel like the one thing that I did find annoying was explaining the plan kind of over and over again. I'm not sure what that was about. There's conjecture that it's because Netflix is like trying to make sure that people are on their phones, so maybe you're not watching the screen, but you're listening, kind of. So it's like, oh, we gotta make people hear this more than once. I mean, maybe that's a thing. Maybe it's just the Duffer Brothers. I don't know. Maybe that's how they make things. You know, mildly irritating, a little distracting. Well, how about this? It's just a little bit of annoying as far as moving the plot along. Okay, we get it. We get it. Give us a little trust. You know, give the audience a little trust. We don't need to be having our hand held through the whole series. So hopefully that lightens up a little bit. But everything's in the can, right? It's already been filmed, so if that's the way it is with this season, that's just going to be the way it is. But I really enjoyed the character development. I really enjoyed where they're going with things. I feel like Hopper, in particular, uh, reminded me a bit more of the old Hopper, you know? And I like that a lot. The first two seasons, Hopper was probably one of my favorite characters. And I am an older viewer, so out of all of that, I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so a lot of the nostalgia stuff hits for me, right? Uh, I was like their age playing Dungeons and Dragons and going to the arcade and going to roller skating and going to the mall and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, as they age progress. And so that part, you know, obviously I love. Uh, but I felt like probably the weakest season for me was when, yeah, Hopper was, you know, caught by the Russians and all that. So, like I said, I really enjoyed kind of seeing the old Hop back. Um, Winona Ryder has been my crush ever since I saw the movie Heathers in the theater when I was a kid. She and I are close in age. Um, we might even be the same age, or like a year or two apart or something like that. But like I said, she's always she's just been my crush forever. And I think she's a great actress, does a great job, and I think the scenes with her and Hopper and their relationship has really matured as well, you know, because we're not catching them like we didn't go through the whole meet cute and crap like in romance movies or whatever. You know, they've known each other forever. They have a bit of a past anyway, and they just feel like a couple. You know, I thought that was really good. The concern is there, but the trust is there. You know, if you've been in a relationship, a long-term relationship or something, you know, those first few years are fantastic. They're exciting. They're thrilling. But you know, I heard this on what was it? Last Meal from the Mythical Kitchen guys. Somebody was saying, you know, what's interesting is that a long-term relationship is still always new. So, like, it's the first time you've been in a relationship for 2 years with this person. It's the first time you've been in a relationship for 5 years with this person. It's the first time you've been in a relationship for 15 years, or 20 or 30 years with somebody. So, I thought that was an interesting kind of take on the whole thing. Because that's true, you know. People don't stop growing. They don't stop changing. They don't stop and become these caricatures of who they are or what they were. And that's real life. So, like I said, I really felt that coming from that kind of bond between those two. And I thought that was really good. I'm not trying to spoil anything if you haven't seen it. I think just talking in some of these generalities is going to be okay though. I'm not gonna tell you what's going on with the Upside Down and Vecna and all that good
Pack is
stuff.
getting kind of heavy.
I know it's full of cooked rabbits. Isn't that awesome? And these will be little snacks for the most part, but I got to think about it. Like, so will the oatmeal. Honestly, it doesn't give you much. Not in the best shape. So I'm tired of looking at this pile of moldy rabbits just strewn about my base. Hey, Mrs. Ray, how you doing? That's so funny. I didn't expect anybody to catch this episode. Well, thanks for joining. Yeah, it is morning, 6:44 in Virginia. But as I mentioned in my last episode, I've switched to nights. And honestly, I was getting sleepy, and I'm like, man, I gotta stay awake. I gotta do something. Plus, I was bored. Oh, awesome! Thank you so much. Very much appreciate you. What did I do? I accidentally knocked the video out of the frame here. Yeah, that's better. You're in Ohio, 6:44 too. Nice. Yep. Yeah. Instead of getting up this early, normally I'd still be at work for another hour and some change, but I gotta at least stay up till noon. I've told myself today. And I took a nap last night, which sounds weird, but I should have stayed awake. So I gotta go to work tonight, which is technically tomorrow because it'll start at midnight. It's a little confusing to my brain right now, trying to get my head wrapped around it. But anyway, I just been sort of chatting about Stranger Things, the newest season. Let's put these rabbits here. And how I personally enjoyed it. Thought it's good. Thought the character development was good. I like where the relationship's going. I was just saying how I liked how Winona Ryder's character and David Harbour's character have a nice realistic feel to it. Maybe we'll make some of the oil too. Do I need salt? Can't remember. But we're spring cleaning in this episode. This base is a mess. Yeah, I'll cook up some of this oil. Burr.
Looks like a new day is dawning.
It is. Yeah, there we go. Let's throw another one of those on. We'll just make as much as I can. We'll put it on the shelves in the store. Yeah, you're still tired? Yeah. Well, that's the thing. My brain is like, go to sleep. You've been up all night. But I'm supposed to be up all night. Like, the sun's coming up, you know what I mean? And it's like, man. It's like when I was in my 20s and I'd stay up all night partying and then get up, and go to bed at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. I was like, go to sleep. No. I refuse. No, even Astrid's tired. It's like, we don't need all this cooking oil. Probably is going to last me a very long time. I guess I should just, at some point, throw it in the trunk of one of these cars and just let it despawn every time. But again, you know, this stuff doesn't degrade once it's oil. Kind of like real oil. Takes a long time. What time is it? And I won't have to do this again for quite some time. But yeah, I guess the smart thing to do is stick it in a trunk and just let it see itself to the end of its days. Because other than pies and whatnot, it's not like we're using tons of it. Poor Astrid. Just wants to go to bed. Man, I shot one of the wolves last night. I should like to get rid of that other guy. Alright, that'll do it for the oil. Let's have some bun for breakfast. We'll top off the tank. Maybe go to sleep for a little bit. I want to get a good look around inside too. 38 minutes. Where's the grossest one? We got gamey. Maybe we'll do 2 more bear steaks and call that the cook-off. It's weird how this wolf ended up pathing the same path of the wolf that I shot already. Getting the kids ready for school? Cool. Yep. That's one of those funny things, like I've said before. I miss it and I don't. Oh, man. Yeah, my daughter just had a birthday recently, and she's 21 now. And that's my youngest, so I don't have to help anybody get up and get it, get ready for anything. Just myself. And like I said, there's fond memories, but there's also those mornings when nobody wanted to get up and they were grumpy and angry and, oh, I forgot I had this homework and making breakfast and lunch for everybody and doing all that. Yeah. I'm good. I got the memories. Yay. Got my first paycheck from the new shift where I'm making some more money. That was nice to see, especially with how expensive everything is now. Part of the reason I volunteered for this crazy shift. Eventually, right now, like I said, we just started it. It's a transitionary period, so like I've only got 1 day off this week, so I'm getting overtime too. And then in like another week or two, I think next week I'll have 2 days off in a row. I'll be looking forward to it. But I'll have another paycheck by then too. So I might go spend some money. Got a few bills and a few things. Got some car stuff I need to get fixed. But I'm hoping that maybe by springish, maybe February, might get a PlayStation 5. I finally have enough side money, you know, to justify the purchase. I'm kind of cheap, to be honest. Like my car, I don't have a payment on it because it's 2008, and I love not having a payment on a car. But because it's a 2008, I got to spend some money now to do some repairs on it. There's a little issue. There's something something wrong in the electronics with my dash that started recently, and most of it isn't too bad. It's like sometimes the defrost always works, right? So good enough on that. Sometimes the actual cabin air or AC doesn't work. Uh, my gauges are all wonky. Like it doesn't show any RPMs at all. My gas gauge is a little sketchy. So like luckily the light comes on early, but I'm afraid one day I'm gonna misjudge that. Like, oh, it's fine. I still got like 70 some odd miles before it's a problem. But then it might actually be almost empty. We got that going on, and then there's a crack in the struts for the rear suspension, and um, that's not going to pass inspection next time. So that's the electronics. I just don't know much about electronics. I can order the parts and have a friend fix the rear axle. But I rewired my drill once when I was in construction. Uh, that took like a week and some change. But that I understood. That's like old school mechanical stuff. Once you start getting into the 2000s and up, cars are a lot more technical than I know how to fix. We got cooking oil for days. Months, probably. We're going to stick it up here on this shelf for now. I don't know if it'll stay here, but that's where it's going today. Like, I got enough junk on the floor. I think what I want to build is the big bin. I think it needs cedar. It's like a bin that holds like 88 pounds worth of stuff. And then there's like food stuff, so I want to get on shelves because that way I don't have to worry about that kind of stuff despawning. There's other stuff I can just put away, like it was, all these skins and guts and everything. Firewood doesn't necessarily need to be all on the floor. And again, I want to rearrange things in here. I mean, look at this. This is just crazy. I mean, I might have about 88 pounds worth of fur. Our wool skins are getting there. There's my new shelf. I think I might throw guts in the drawer. Yeah, see, they don't weigh that much. We have quite a bit. And it's kind of gross just having a bunch of old dried guts laying around. There. That's better. And maybe we'll put our cured rabbits in there. these yellow flakes? Get those out of here. I don't know if I can get those and the wool pelts in there. Maybe we'll see. There we go. Look at that. That opened things up a lot better. Much nicer. I'm still afraid to put saplings in. I mean, once they're cured, I guess it doesn't matter. Oh, a few more guts. Skin of that mean old bear that beat me up last time. Whoops. Okay, get it together. Give me this and those. The other thing I still have got in the back of my head too is need to make the trip. We need to go have a little bit of a walkabout. Because I need more ptarmigan down. And you can't get that on the coast. Any of them, so. Which again, I mentioned. Like, I know you can find ptarmigan in coastal regions. I'm curious why they chose to do that. My one tater. Ptarmigan definitely hang around in coastal regions, so yeah, I don't know about that, but I'm not in charge of the game. I don't know if it was like harder to implement. They just wanted to make sure there was some areas. I mean, this whole place is kind of over, you know, it's pretty overpowered. So, I mean, we got salt and caves. We've got the trader. We've got beachcombing. They're like, you know what? These guys have enough goodies. Let's make them. So we can get out and do some walking for some ptarmigan down. Man, this is already looking and feeling so much better. Oh, which one? This locker? Yeah, eventually I need to get like all this stuff out of here too. Let's go ahead and get the canned goods. Since we're doing that. And we'll get these teas. Should probably cook those up. My canned ham. And it'll be fun. I'm gonna eventually we'll decorate the store a little bit too. Oh yeah, that's almost dead. I mean, I guess if I'm gonna make pies with them, I should probably make them soon, but. We'll see. Here, let's do. Anyway, I got a few more peaches than I thought. Which will also be nice to have everything on the shelf, too. I can just look at it. Eh. Let's take a quick little couple-hour nap. Get a little bit of fatigue, and then maybe we'll scout around close by for any cedar. Alright, if the weather's going to let us. Sounds windy. But yeah, because I'm trying to kill some time, maybe we will at some point head out to Mystery today. Been a while since I've done a 3-4 hour video. But anyway, from what I was saying earlier, if you like Stranger Things, I think this season's good. I get why people are upset with the whole age thing. It doesn't bother me. Again, in the 80s, every teenager was played by like a 20 or 30-year-old. I don't care. It doesn't hurt my feelings in any way. At all. Hopefully I remember this can of corn is out here, but I don't need it in my pocket right now. Alright, we got a little bit of meat, we got a little bit of water. I'm trying to think where the closest... I don't want to necessarily need the cedar that's right here. Oh, you know what? Let's go for a little walk, because I think I left these snares out here. Oh, there's a piece. Okay, so we got plenty around the camp. For right now. So yeah, we'll go check these snares. I'll see if there's any wood laying around up there. I could go look for the wolf I shot too. He's probably out on the ice. But if there's any wood up here, I can register it in my brain box and I can go back to it later. Oh, long dart. So I saw this morning that it had an update, and I was like, oh man. Right there's some wood. I was like, oh man, you know, is it going to be broken today? Are they actually fixing anything? I think this only, basically, like, if you... I just unload the travoy. I take everything out of it. Put it in my inventory before I go in and out of any places. I understand wanting to leave it on the ground and pop in and do something and out, but it's not really, you know, that necessary. And they haven't even fixed the travoy disappearing. What they did was they made it so in the regions where it wasn't respawning in the lost and found boxes, now the lost and found boxes work. But that's not the point. The real point is that they dropped a little video, if you guys don't know, for Wintermute episode 5. And the region looks really cool. Now, I don't think it's going to be like a playable survival region. Man, I need that archery level 5 so bad. Uh, you never know. I don't think it's supposed to be though, and but it looked really cool. So there was a boat, like a freight kind of ship, pretty large size. There was a really cozy looking cabin, like really cozy, and I don't know if they were just showing off some of the base customization, but it had a lot of things going on with it. There was another room that had like a lot of posters and what have yous. I thought looked pretty cool. And then there was like a big satellite dish in one of the spots. Anyway, well, it looks like I picked up my snares. Oh no, I didn't. Oh, are they all ruined? No, just the one. Decent amount of cedar right here, but where'd he go? Let's say for immersive perspective, you probably wouldn't hang out. Where there was a wolf, but maybe he ran down the hill. Man, I really would rather have the cedar, but we might as well grab the fur while we're here. I see. But on the other end of the spectrum, why would a wolf hang around where there's one person hanging around? They wouldn't. Uh-oh. Well, I had him at least. Alright, let's head back down towards camp. Did it get my other arrow? Did not. If the weather goes just completely off, I can at least be close to somewhere to shelter real quick. Here it is. Well, that's two dead wolves somewhere on the map. Oh, the wind. The wind. But anyway, it's just like a minute and a half video or something like that. It's not very long. A little bit of Astrid and Will, or Mackenzie, whatever his name is, talking. Yeah. I've never finished episode 4. If you've seen any of my videos, you know I'm just not a big fan of the story mode. I really enjoyed episode 3, which interesting enough, a lot of the community doesn't like episode 3. They don't like the rescuing the survivors and all that kind of stuff and whatever. But I enjoyed it. It might be because I absolutely hated episode 2 with a passion. I still do. I will never play that again.
The sun is setting. I'm
Now,
gonna
I
need a
have
plumber
done
soon.
Wintermute videos and series. I just never stuck them in the playlist or anything. You can go find them if you want. Uh, you're bound to see some frustrated pizza moments, that's for sure. Yeah, I thought episode 1 was okay. I mean, I played episode 1, like, that's what I did first when I started playing this game. I played the story mode before I played a little bit of survival mode, but I played the story mode first. Really. Maybe we'll try for one limb. But that sounds really kind of blizzardish. And they do be liking to give you a nice blizzard when you're chopping wood or doing something. So far, so good. We'll take one more. And it calmed down. Cool. Now, if it ends up that I can play episode 5 without having to finish 4, I might give it
I'm
a
not
go.
sure I can carry much more.
Why not? But I was just bored to tears with episode 4. I just, oh. Now, the one part I do like is that you get a full map, that you can learn, you know, I was able to learn a good bit about BlackRock, playing the story mode. Um, that aspect I really liked. But I did not enjoy the story. And honestly, the acting, I personally found the acting in episode 4 just the worst in the whole series. Absolutely the worst. You know, you've heard this phrase before, you know, the actors phoned it in. I literally feel like it felt like they, like, no joke, did this over the phone or over their computer. It just seemed really, really not good. There was no real passion. There was no real, not even a lot of humanity involved. I didn't feel. Could have been AI, in my opinion. All right, pretty good on the fur for a minute. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have any real drive or desire. I would be more excited if there was a new map coming. I know people like the far territories to some degree. Personally, and once again, I don't. Forsaken Airfield's okay, you know. About as far as I'm willing to go with that. Uh, the zone of contamination. Again, I would say okay. And Sunder Pass, I just don't have a lot of interest in doing anything there. It just seemed like there wasn't much going on. Alright, let's let Astrid get a good night's sleep here. Yeah, we got an Aurora. Cool, cool, cool. Don't really gain anything from it right now. Alright, let me see what I need to make this crazy old thing I want to make. I think it's a bunch of cedar. Here it is. So yeah, this holds 88 pounds. It's only 4 hours. Oh, it's fur. Oh, that's fine. We'll make that now. We'll just go ahead and knock that out.
I'll take it.
Real quick, I think. Let's get a little snack. Now, I was tempted to leave some of the tires and some of the shop stuff in here. I think it looks cool. It's a reminder of what this place was. Honestly, there's a lot you could do with the rubber from these tires in a survival situation. And then, of course, you'd have these racks for storage. Like, wouldn't these be good to hang some, like, skins on? You know? But, in all honesty, they're just pretty much in the way. We might get rid of a couple of those, too. Alright, let's make the rustic storage trunk. There's the sun. Okay. Oh boy. Now, yeah, cause see, I'm trying to figure out where I want to place it. See, I think I might keep a few of these just tires and barrels and whatnot, but I think these racks are gonna have to go. How's my curing going? Because I want to get this stuff cured before I head out to like mystery or whatever. Oh, it's almost there. Almost there. Should probably look for some food or do a little bit of hunting. I think I figured this out last time. So like this. And then we go over here. Maybe. Why do I always forget how to do this? It's so frustrating. I thought it was an inventory thing. I mean, technically it's in this workbench, right? There we go. Container. Haha, I remembered. Deploy. All right. So let's at least pull this box out. It looks a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. And yeah, these tire racks are going to go. And I get we don't have any real mechanic for rubber, but I feel like we should get some kind of like at least some scrap metal from this, you know? Awesome. All right. And I'm probably going to end up wanting a couple of these. Right? Where's the hinge? Is it on the back? That kind of looks like the front there, doesn't it? Yeah, that's not really a hinge. Okay, that's fine. So maybe I'll go ahead and make a second one right now, too. Well, let's pop out for a little bit of grub. Well, 4 hours. I won't get... Yeah, we can get it. Make another one of these. Boop, boop, boop. And eventually I probably move one in the other room. go. And then let's shove a bunch of this firewood in there.
Wonder if
I
you
don't know
can
if I'm going to
crack
be able
any
to
of this gear.
get it all in there. Oh, 77 pounds. I thought it was 88 for some reason. And then I don't have to leave all this on the floor. That's fine. We'll keep one for cooking, right? Cedar next. Much lighter. We can put quite a bit of cedar in there. Alright, what time of day is it? Not too bad. Let's grab a snack. Maybe I'll go look for some of them dead wolves. But we got a decent amount of reclaimed wood. What have you. Yeah. I definitely want to get a bin in here of just general firewood. So I guess we'll make one more. Tell you what we can do, though. We can go ahead and have a drink. But anyway, I know Mrs. Wright getting the kids around and getting ready. I always appreciate her jumping in and liking and sharing and conversating with me. Very appreciated. Weather isn't looking too cooperative in this situation, though. Let's start eating some of this rabbit. It won't last long, so. Might as well chew up what we got. Maybe we'll do some fishing today, too. I don't know. I'm torn between, like, keeping the spring cleaning theme going and getting everything set up here, and also, like I said, I just got this, I need ptarmigan down. I gotta leave and go get ptarmigan down at some point. Alright, a couple of steaks for the pockets. Let's grab up a little bit of firewood. And see if we can find a dead wolf. The one that I shot over here, like I said, probably ended up on the ice. I don't know if this is the best weather to be cleaning a wolf out on the ice, but let's go see if we can even see or find this thing. First of all, and I don't really need any, I could just go ahead and take the skin and call it good. But we're not going to have any crows, though. One of my crow bodies? Crow bodies. Crow buddies are going to be out here to help me. This might be it over here. This could be a campfire, though, from another... No, it's just a couple of monsters running around on the ice. I do like hunting here because a lot of times the animals will, you can find them on the ice pretty easily. Particularly on a clear day. We're going blizzard. Let's just go ahead and go to the fishing camp. We'll do some fishing. I'm gonna need some of the oil anyway at some point. So the only thing is, I don't think I brought my hammer back with me. I think it's so pretty. It's at the house. I did just sharpen up my axe and stuff. I wonder if I can reach these from technically being inside. I don't think so. Yeah, we get cold and wet. Yeah. I don't know. We might just be doing one fishing trip. At least for right now. Alright, we're warming up.
Sure getting cold.
Yeah, but we're warming up. Poor Astrid. Oh no, we're getting cold. We're getting cold. We're getting cold. We're getting cold. Okay. Fire time. Good thing I grabbed that firewood.
Oh, so cold.
We'll fix it in a second. I wonder how wet we are, though. We're probably pretty wet, too.
Come on, little fire.
How high is my fishing skill? I don't know. It's like, I don't even think we're at 3 yet.
Perfect.
Let's chuck a coal in there. And some sticks. Let's get the heat up. I don't know. Let's see. I don't think we quite made it to 3. It's not good. Yeah, we're about halfway to 3. Once we get that up, hopefully life improves a bit. I knew I had some coffee laying around somewhere. We are soaked. Yes. Let's dry off. We'll do a little indoor fishing. Will I still be able to hear the little thingy? Yeah, I think so. There it goes. It's going to be really cold and wet trying to get it out of there, though. I'm sure this is pretty much frozen over. Oh, I think we're getting heat from the stove. And it broke. Oh, you know what? I do have one lure. Why don't we use that? Can I grab it? Nah. I'll stick that in. There. That's better. Oh, yeah. I need to get more. I realized that if I had a, 6 something going, I'd be doing better. But then again, I need them to, not snap on me either. Let's do 2 hours. Hopefully get a fish, and then maybe I can get some bait. You know what? The fishing's going about as well as it usually does. Oh my gosh. Oh, tip up went. There we go. I wish it was a salmon. I'd get more bait out of it. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous night. Very pretty. Another trout. How much bait do you get from a rockfish? I wonder. Alright, well these will probably freeze over while I'm breaking this one up, but... I've started fishing, we're gonna keep fishing. You do 3 or 4 at a time? Yeah. That's what I prefer. It gets a little, yeah, like you said, it's just a little bit much to keep up with. Is the hatchet any faster? I don't think so. Alright. Oh, I was going to get some bait. Let's try that. All right. How many do you get? 9? That's not too bad. Better than the 2 or 3 you get from the trout there. There's one. Now, I mentioned this before. I like using the crowbar. The hammer's great too because I can repair it, obviously. But the crowbars, I mean, you only need but so many. Before one day, you don't need crowbars anymore because you've opened everything. And then what do you need? Or sorry, pry bars. Then what do you need pry bars for? You just don't. I think I got a couple left in mystery that I need to pick up. Water's looking a little rough. That was a weird texture on the door there. I guess it's kind of like light from the fire, maybe? I don't know. It looks weird. Let's fish for an hour. Watching nothing. Yeah, I've said this before. I'll say it again. I think they've changed. You know, fishing skill aside, I think they've changed the rates on what it takes to catch fish. Because I swear, back in the old days, even with just... There we go, there's just... No lures, no, you know... No bait, no fishing tip-ups. Oh, there's a Irish lure. I used to get way more fish just with just a hook. Just a hook. Alright. Let's do at least another hour. Hey! We caught one on the inside. We'll grab a drink and actually leave a few bottles here. I need to do that at some point. I got coffee and all that stuff. Or maybe water. I hear you jingling. I'm coming. Get your jingle jangles on. Oh my God. So I was saying earlier, I feel very lucky because at my work, they give us a meal every day. It ranges, like I said, we were saying earlier, we got Chick-fil-A, we get, pizza sometimes. There is a kitchen there though, so we get some homemade meals on occasion, and I do appreciate it.
Yeah, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Oh, I think that's probably going to do it for the fishing. Again, it wasn't really the plan anyway. Well, a little bit more oil. I guess we'll fish until these two pop up and then call it good.
What do you know? Looks like I survived another night.
We sure did. Will you guys come on? There we go. 51% frozen. For the trout. And the salmon. So the salmon are like really, you get way more oil from the salmon than you do the little trout. Kind of a froggy day. Boop boop. So with those salmon, I don't really know what you get from these guys. And a little pile here. You might be able to get enough for the next trade because I've already got some, laying around. We're not spring cleaning this at all. The fishing hut stays a mess. Okay. Let's put our stuff back. How are the tip-ups doing? Oh, they got some uses still left in them. That's not too bad. You see we got a few hooks in line ready to go. Put in there. We should have some well, normally I keep firewood in there. Let's check the cans. This one's close. I think both of these are pretty lightweight. Yeah. 0.31. Only 0.18 on this one. What do I need for trades? Bunch of meat and water. I mean, maybe we'll set up the trade for tonight. We'll take a nap and let's knock out another trade and get the trader moving along. Oh, I bet this is my dead wolf. I don't really know if it's worth it to make a fire. I'm just going to grab the skin. It's the feathers. Come on, give me. Damn it. He's been out here for a day or two, so yeah, look at that meat. Disgusting. Why? I was like, why doesn't it give me an estimation? I think maybe the sun came out. Look at that. Yeah. No Mr. Bear today. Anyway, that'll give me enough for the wolfskin pants. Every time I wander around, I'm like, man, There's so many things I need to do. Been a while since I went beachcombing. I'd like to get my hands on some arrows. Or arrowheads, at least. Some cedar. Yeah, let's go see if we got enough to set up this trade. Looks like a boat. There's something out there on the ice. Now, last time I went on one of those boats, it was a trick, and somehow I fell through the ice even though I was on this boat. So I'm a little sketched to mess with those things. Well, I think I'm gonna be fine on meat. I think what I'm gonna be short on is water, possibly. But I always estimate poorly on this stuff. We got you. We got you. And yeah, not bad. If Astrid wasn't so sleepy, I'd hang out a bit and maybe cook some water, but she's tired. Keep making her stay up all night. That'll do us for today. Meat, meat, meat. There we go. Let's see if that does it. Oh, hello. Oh, fish meat. Oh, I put in a small piece. Eh, why can't I take... Here's the thing. Oh, you can't take stuff out. I knew that. You guys don't know. There. Okay. So, how much fish? 4 pounds? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, let's go grab some fishies. Bloop, bloop. Alright, poor Astrid. Alright. She is just so ready to go to sleep, but we're gonna go grab these fish. Kind of wanted to grab the cedar that was up here too, but I mean, we could probably get it all. Thanks to the old backpack. Yeah, I'm irritating myself right now because I can't. Multiple times I've obviously wasted more meat than I needed to. Yeah, I didn't see that Wolfie boy in that weather at all. Man, if I didn't have to signal the trader, the stupid trade was ready. I'd just crash up at the house. Well, let's see. We might have a 4.4 pound fish over here. These guys weigh like what? 9 pounds? 1 pounds? What do you weigh? 5.57. 3.96. Yeah. One whole fishy. Is it in decent shape? Because it's got to be at least in decent shape. Yeah. I don't really know if I want to drag a bunch of fish over there, though. But yeah, we'll toss this in the box, and then I will take Astrid home, and she can go to bed. Poor lady. I mean, considering the immersion run is pretty forgiving to old Astrid, you know, it could be worse. In my other playthrough, she's frozen half solid all the time. And hungry. Yeah, the food mechanic in this game is just ridiculous. Even when you bring hunger all the way down to low, you still there's days where you need to eat like 11 pounds of meat. It's just insane. It doesn't compute. I had a chicken breast for dinner, and I'm still full. It's like probably not even 2 pounds of meat, right? One fishy. Trade set. Let's go. You know what? I'm just curious to see how this boat is sitting on the ice. The many ways we've hurt and harmed poor Astrid just by me being like, I wonder what other do. Yeah. Pizza makes shorts sometimes. I made a short about this. I was able to get on the boat. The ice started cracking. I thought once I was on the boat, I'd be safe. But that was not the case. If you were extended over the point where it thinks you're going to sink into the water, then you sink into the water. Plus, you've got to, like, open a door to get in. Looks like a loading screen. Not too worried about this part. Okay. Be something good. Well, at least all boats are killers. I'll take that knowledge. Sometimes mostly what we gain is knowledge and not a lot of stuff. Can't remember if I left anything here. I don't think so. Alright. I've been mean to Astrid enough. Time to let her go home and go to bed. Get some rest. One of the things about switching shifts, though, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm a very vivid dreamer, right? And a lucid dreamer. And the thing is, the worst part about it is, it's not so much that the dreams can be terrifying. because it's just so realistic, right? That's not really. The problem is when it gets to the point of absurdity. Like I had one last night, and my brain goes, "No, this is dumb. This is a dream." More often than not, it doesn't become a lucid dream where I'm like, "Oh, let's go fly and let's go hang out with my friends from high school or something," something cool. But I wake up. So you sleep long enough to go to REM cycle. Your dream lasts for however many seconds, minute, whatever it is. And I wake up. So it just makes me wake up multiple times in the night. It was a good thing though last night. I mean, not too much. It was a good thing because I did wake up because I was taking a nap, and I probably would have slept a lot longer, and it really screwed up my sleep schedule. So it's a weird dream too. I have family in Iowa, and when I was a kid in the summers, I would go there for the whole summer and work on either my grandmother's corn and soybean farm or my great aunt and uncle's dairy farm. And for whatever reason, I was at my aunt and uncle's dairy farm, and we were like, they were having a like, and it was a weird farm. It didn't look anything. It was like super mechanized and modern and really strange. And that's what kind of started setting me off on that. I was like, farms don't look like this, you know. This will kind of give you an idea of how my dreaming works. I was like, this is kind of weird. Farms don't look like this, especially their farm. And then it got like kind of like a western, like there was gonna be a land war. That somebody was trying to like force them to like sell their land and stuff. And like people were like, we were like getting guns and things ready for like I'm talking about an actual war. And it's just so opposite of like them and the way I grew up and everything. Like there's always been, hunting's always been a part of my family's, but like it just was so absurd. I was like, this is not real. And then I woke up. So yeah, the ones that really kill me though are like that was kind of, it didn't wasn't too bad, but like the ones where I'm like I'm in high school or something. You know what I mean? Like you have a dream about back when you were in college or high school, or just the dreams where I was like I'm younger. My brain has a hard time accepting that role. I'm like, no, I'm not a kid. I'm in my 50s. It's crazy. So those kick me out pretty quickly. I'm going to say 5 hours that'll do it. And not quite. I also don't think I really want to rest anymore. I want to be able to get to sleep through the night. Let's put this super impressive, amazing. Let's go through the cabinet here. Let's see. Oh, I got a wolf skin I need to put down. Oh, this room is looking so much better. So much better. Oh, okay. Those are decent. Those are decent. Good backup boots. I don't really want to get rid of those. I should probably do some sewing. Let's just mend up a few things. Basically, literally just for the mending score. That's all I'm really looking for. None of this stuff is too fantastic. It's basically just future cloth, but we might as well get what we can get out of it, right? Normally, I spend a good bit of time in Pleasant Valley repairing things because there's so much clothing there. Right, I think maybe if I hurry, I can get one more. If it's a 10-minute one. It's 25 minutes. I thought it was 10. Can we sneak one more in? Oh, my pants are trashed. I forgot I never repaired my clothes after the bear attack. Yeah, let's fix those anyway, at least somewhat. 25 minutes, maybe? I think it's going to get too dark. Well, the Aurora might kick in. There we go. That's what I wanted. Cool. Yeah, what about the rest of my clothing? What am I wearing that needs a little love here? The gloves, the boots. This thing's a little chewed on. A blizzard beat it up pretty well. My hat, it's all stuff with leather. Here, let's fix this. There we go. Alright, we'll put all this extra clothing in the drawer for now. Oh, the cloth. That's what's going to weigh me down. Okay. Let's talk to this dude. He's so sweet and kind. What do you want? Are you there? Pick up the damn radio. God.
I thought it was you.
No, look, it's sweet right now. Beep, 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 beep. Conversations. I think I've done enough to open up his little story thing. But we don't want to do that yet. I want to try to get my trades
Here in the box, waiting for you.
as far up as I can go before I do that. So again, I see these numbers online. I don't know how you tell this stuff. It's like, I'm at level 200, I'm at level 300. You got to get to level 500 with the trades. What are you talking about? What are you actually talking about? There's nothing that indicates any of that stuff. If we jump over to like stuff like this doesn't say anything. This has no, it just says the active trade is 100%. I don't get it. Maybe it's a PC thing. Doop-a-doop-a-doo, boop. Oh, 2 distress pistols. Maybe I should try just like hunting a moose with a flare gun for kicks and giggles. We got an Aurora, so I don't really need to worry about the weather except for the wind. So again, I'm not, unless a pemmican bark pops up or something really cool, I'm not trying to do any of the big trades with like batteries and ptarmigan down. I do have enough ptarmigan down for another trade though. I do have 12, so And I think the picnic bar is maybe a down one, so. But yeah, we're skipping all the sweaters and the socks and all that stuff for now. Beautiful Aurora evening. I will say this though, when I was watching the Wintermute pre-trailer, whatever you want to call it, mini trailer, I don't think there were any auroras in it. Oh no, maybe there was like right at the beginning. They talk about the weather a little bit, how it's changed the animals, which is no spoiler because we've already talked about that in the Long Dark, and they released stuff like that. They did mention that it's changing us. So I wonder if Wintermute Episode 5 might have... Again, I don't think a lot of stuff that's going to happen in the Episode 5 is going to have much to do with survival. I'm not even sure we're going to get a region from it. But maybe they'll do a little something with the mechanics where, like, you know, it changes something about us. Maybe we're weaker to elements. Maybe we're stronger to certain things. I don't know. I tell you what would be interesting. If there was some kind of, especially like, you know, when you're not playing like I'm playing, maybe like a little bit of a radar type situation where you just kind of ESP, you just kind of know, like, oh, maybe it'll show you like an image through a hill or a rock of a bear or wolves ahead or something. Anyway, we went with simple trades. Again, I'm not 100% sure, like, we do 6 trades in one trade. Is that increasing my number more? Or if I just trade flour every single time, is that still working about the same? Gorgeous night. Ugh. Drinking the Mountain Dew. Doing the dew tonight. I'm generally more of a cola person. I like Pepsi. Diet Pepsi. Well, actually, I don't. I like Zero. Pepsi Zero. Coke's okay. Like regular Coca-Cola, but Diet Cola, Diet Coke, and Coke Zero are nasty. I don't like either one of them. Because I generally try to keep the sugar down. Usually I'm drinking diet something.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
I know. Wait, what? Yeah, 22 pounds of salt. We'll do that. Oh, I bet my meat's cured in the salt box. I'll tell you one thing I've been thinking about. Might be coming around. Every now and then, again, I don't have a playlist for it, but I like the Stranded Deep, and I've been checking a lot of the Stranded Deep subreddits and Reddits and stuff, and you know, like once, twice a year, I like to go back and play Stranded Deep. Really fun survival game. The other one, of course, is Green Hell. Again, I don't have a playlist for that, but I've streamed that a few times. And that one's been, you know, it's just a different game. I'd play Conan Exiles again, but last time I played it was so broken. But truly, honestly, a really I think Green Hell is probably the epitome of like one of the best survival games for just surviving, right? That I can play on PlayStation 4. But I'd say Conan has some really cool mechanics. The only thing that makes me crazy about that game is like the workbenches. There's like, the last time I think I figured out there was like 34 or maybe even 36 workbenches that you can get. That's crazy. Your whole base just becomes all these different workbenches. But I do like games where I can actually build a base. This Long Dark's one of my favorites because I don't have to build a base. I like using what's around. But what I really do, my favorite thing in a survival game is actually being able to build bases from the ground up. And then there's games where it's surprising, like Fallout 4 survival aspect is pretty nice. I think Skyrim handles it a lot better. I hear you, Wolf. Yeah, so, you know, the Auroras are making the wolves and the bears crazy. Obviously, and if you followed the plot of Wintermere, it's making us a little crazy too. So I'm wondering, like, maybe that's a new affliction too. Your sanity, because that's in a
I
lot
wonder
of
if I can
games too.
drop any of this gear.
Pick up if you hear me.
There's old grumpy Gus. Here's what I got.
Well, well. My pal on the radio.
Yeah, it's me.
Let's deal.
Well, it wasn't too bad. See, there's no way I'm giving point. They look cool, sure. They're not that warm, as I recall. Yeah. Maybe we'll go for pickles again, though. Again, not until later am I going to bother with these recipes. Unless, like I said, it was the pemmican bar. So, alright, one more. I mean, we might as well keep getting the salt. I think we're going to get some pickles this time. You know, let's get some more apples. That's an easy trade. Flour. That works.
That's fine, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not helping you with your brother right now, okay? So we have a partial bag and then 3 full bags. We got another one on the way. We can probably chill on the salt trade for a little while. That's really bright. I do like the fact that we can get 100% oatmeal. Cool. Alright, what, yeah, we can just go to sleep, I think. These always float. Why? So weird. Nummy nums. Oh, well, go to sleep, you little baby. Go to sleep, you little baby. Alright, good enough. Skadoosh. What could I do? I think I want to make a new bow. So let's do that. yoink that. Let's harvest this. And let's see, I think it stuck snares in one of these drawers. Yep. Hmm. Why? Why wouldn't it let me use tools? Whatever, let's make the air shots first. I'm very confused. Alright, well maybe we have found a glitch. Let's drop these tools. Alright. 1.5 hours. Alright. Quality tools. There's no tools. That'll let me use tools. I can't use tools to make arrows. I can't even make it so I can make more than one arrow at a time. So here we go. We have a problem with the new update. 3 hours to make 2 arrows. What a waste. Wait. Oh, I forgot to break the other one. What a waste of time in a day, really. Oh, now to let me do it. That's so weird. Whatever, at least I can use the tools on this one. That was strange. Okay. We'll drop that. There. Feathers back. Alright, getting pretty lightweight. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break and be right back. Alright. I was doing some old school butter beans on the stove. And they're good. They're ready to go. I had to pull them off. Got a glass of water, etc. Ooh, I had a bite. Woo! They good. Pizza did good. I think let's switch up here. Grab this one. Put that in there. I think with the rest of this day, yeah, I was gonna say I got the fire hardened arrows. I got a few more arrows from Moi. Oh, I didn't mean to bring this with me. Dang it! This, some of this. Hopefully things go well. We'll start with the boots. I know. How hungry are you? Maybe we'll just go grab a... Let's do the granola bar in. Peaches, peaches. There we go. Good old dog food. Num num num. Right. And then, fix the hat. Good to go. And the gloves. Not too shabby. Alright. 71 pounds. Let's see what we got on us. Let's leave the pistol. Those guys. Let's grab a decent one for the road. That's probably good enough. That's fine. Grab an MRE. Case of emergency. Grab water from outside. Grab some food from outside. Yeah. Alright. Let's go walk about. Let's go for a trip to Mystery Lake. It's time to go get some ptarmigan down. Because I'm tired of thinking about it. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Here we go. These should be ready. Does it matter whether you leave it in here or not? Does it keep better if I throw it outside on the ground? Things I don't really know. I mean, I would think that it would just be fine in the salt box, right? It might even last longer, but in the long dark, things are supposed to last longer if you leave them outside in the cold. Yeah. I could do something crazy and like look that stuff up, but yeah. Not doing that. Yeah, 900 calories a piece. We've got plenty for the trip. Okay, maybe we'll grab one more. I'll live off dehydrated meat for a while. Let me get the MRE in case of emergencies. Alright. Bedroll, yes. Cooking pot and canned, yes. In fact, we have 2 cans. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That sucker on the ground. Leave that here. Alright, pies. Where? There's some. It's elegant. It's only one. It is 2. Alright, we got 3 peach pies.
Feels like night is coming.
We'll take that. And those. Okay. I remembered my pies, you guys. You know how big a deal that is for old pizza. Alright, let's eat some rabbit before we leave. Grab one more. Alright, decent situation, beautiful night. Look at that orange sunset. We're going to shoot out across the ice and see how far I feel like going today. We got a lot of fatigue to burn. But because here's the thing, I kind of want to go all the way to Broken Railroad. There's some decent ptarmigan hunting there. I'm not sure what I left there, if anything, that's worth of value. So it's been sitting around for a while, so I might as well go grab what I can. Pull what I can of that and bring it back to mystery. Mystery, I think what I want to do, I have the hunter's revolver. Oh, you know what though? I feel like going back. Yeah. I think I want to get Vaughn's rifle. Vaughn's rifle and the hunter's revolver. Any other goodies I feel like bringing out here to Coastal? But I feel like getting that ptarmigan down and getting that taken care of. Now, I think I found all 3 of the bunkers I need to find. I know there's one in Mystery Lake. I know there's one in Milton. I think the other one is in Pleasant Valley, so. The trader's mission shouldn't be too difficult. I know it gave me a lot of trust with them. But again, I would rather max out as much trust as I can before that. So I'm just not even going to worry about the trades till I get back. Then I can stop worrying about it, and I can build my bear bed or whatever bed I want with the ptarmigan down I got, and then I'll have some extra for trades, hopefully. But I think if the weather holds up, we may be able to get to at least to the dam. The trailer's by the dam in Mystery Lake. Tonight, tonight, tonight. Whoa. -oh. And I just need scenery change, you know? I'm ready for a good long walk. I mean, I have a decent memory, like I said, I know where certain things are, but let's see if there's any other goodies I feel like dragging out of mystery. I mean, part of me is tempted to go a little further and maybe even do, like, I don't know. Get some more stuff from the zone of contamination of Forsaken Airfield, but that's a long walk. Or a long walk, not a really long walk. Not a bad night though, so we'll see how far we get. I might stop over here and make a couple coffees too. For kicks and giggles. Plus that coffee's getting pretty rotten. Might as well cook it up. So if you haven't seen this before, I'll show you one of the more, we got the good, decently windproof place by the Quonset hut. This place is also pretty good, even in blizzards. Yeah, a little meat. Maybe some water and stuff down here. Right in here, what a great little spot. And you can see I've got it set up. It's kind of like the hunting camp, especially for bears. Remember, fire strikers, yes, they're cool and they're fun to have in your pocket, and it's a better chance of starting fires.
Come on.
But don't save them, use them. Matches are what you need to save. Alright, good to go.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Probably this is just some sticks. Three cups ought to do us. We'll have one in the chamber if we need it. Let's get out of here. On the road again. You can tell I'm tired when I start singing. I can't wait to get back on the road again. Willie. That's Mr. Nelson, if you're nasty. Haven't heard Barry the Bear, so I killed him, but he also chewed me up to bits. Oh, there you go. Yeah. I didn't care. Immersion run. We're not walking to where the bear is. Well, this puts a little kink in my plans, but we can still get where we need to go. Just because I could walk over there and scare him doesn't mean I should. Or would in real life, so. No, thank you. I wonder if they like. I mean, obviously, if you're gonna have your trader on a boat, you want your people to be in a coastal area. I think it's interesting that I choose here. Like, I probably would have picked Desolation Point. so far removed from everything else. So at the end of the map. You know, you really gotta, like, make some changes and think about where you're staying. The wolves there are not great, but not terrible. Rickon isn't a bad spot for a base, but you got bears and wolves right there. The lighthouse, also pretty good. You have wolves close, but not necessarily right on top of you. But it's just a bit more bleak, you know, it's just a bit more rough. Because the trader is, some old torches, the trader is so OP that, you know, I feel like putting it in a rougher area would maybe have made a little more sense. As we cleaned up the bear. That ate half of me. Different ways to do this. I always try to show you guys the most direct route. Not the safest route. Obviously, we got the bear right there. We got wolves that can spawn over to our right. And if you want to go up and back past the Firewatch station, that's also fairly covered with wolves. But not quite as bad. You don't really have to worry about a bear going that way. Is this it? No. I think I'm going to go a little further. But here's a nice stream with cattails and goodies and things to remember. A couple of deer hanging out. What's up, guys? Hello, deer. Is this where I want to be? I feel like I missed what I was looking for, but I don't think I've explored this cabin either. Yeah, definitely not. Let's peek inside real quick, see what we got, if anything. I missed that. Mrs. Wright is going to wait for the bus. Yeah. Probably should have thrown a little fuel in here. Let's see if we got any goodies. No, I've been in here. Okay. Alright, what did I do wrong-ish? Do I need to keep going up? Maybe I do. That fox setting in now too. Okay, yeah. Look, even a long-time player at night in the foggy, you can get a little turned around. A little confused. With some TP. But I gotta stay up. Plenty of cattails up though. Remember, fog's not terrible. Fog means it's not like, you know, blizzard or super windy. I tell you what, I hope in Black Frost they maybe give us the ability to make little hops. Get over some of these things. Come on, man. Come on, man. There we go. Like, Astrid's a grown woman. She can step over things. She might even be able to hop. What? No, that's crazy. Hello, random pieces of coal. Don't crash. Again, pretty safe, but you never know, unfortunately. That'd be nice if there was a beautiful night or an aurora, but, you know. At least we can kind of see. It's not a blizzard. Let's not end the run doing something stupid. Eh. Eh. This way, there we go. Alright. Ravine. So I saw a recent poll. They were like, what's the most overrated base areas? And the community on Reddit, anyway, picked the Pleasant Valley Farmhouse. And I have to agree. I think, I mean, crashes aside, if there were no crashes in Pleasant Valley, which, you know, it's just constant crashing, I would probably pick the community center over the farmstead. You still get a 6-burner stove, you're more central on the map. It's not that far to get out of there to Timberwolf or to Mystery. So far so good. The fog's definitely getting pretty bad. We'll see how we do. This trek isn't too hard to memorize. There's a little bit of boon going this way that you can't get going coming here. That's basically, we're just going to be able to walk over a rock pile that we have to kind of shoot around. We're making good time. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Sometimes I get... Oh, hey. Where's the mess that I need? Okay, there it is. Yeah, I can't get over that. What am I thinking of? Brain's fried. Sometimes I get the maps confused. I don't know. What am I doing wrong? There we go. This is definitely a lot easier to do in the daytime. Come on. There we go. Still got our dead deer here. I don't see any feathers. Yeah. However, weather's been pretty cooperative. Let's eat one of these things. Delicious. Grab just a sip. I mean, we're pretty well underweight, so it's not like losing the carry weight's gonna go away. So I love my townhouse, I really do. And conveniently, but also annoyingly, at times anyway, I'm an end unit, which is just ideal for a townhouse, right? But the dumpster location is right next to my townhouse, which is nice because I don't have to walk very far to throw my garbage away, right? And I mean, I'm assuming it's included in my rent, but I also don't have to pay for, you know, waste disposal. Two perks about living in my townhouse: I don't have to pay for water, and I don't have to pay for the waste disposal. But again, I'm assuming it's incorporated in the rent. But I don't have to have a separate bill for that stuff, so that's cool. But I'm thinking about the way back from Forsaken Airfield. Anyway, but yeah, the dumpster pickup is every couple of days. It is super loud, and today they're doing it at 8:54. But a lot of times it's like at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why they're late today. Almost there. Goodbye, Ravine. Goodbye. And we back in Mystery Lake. Fantastic. What time is it? About perfect timing, too. Plenty of stuff set up here if I need it, right? We got water, we got fuel, we got a good amount of food. Still fresh. Wow. I have no idea what's laying around over here, honestly. Which is fine. But let's get your nap. Need a little bit more of this rabbit. Oh, that one pie is down to 1%. Interesting. Alright, let's get some sleep. Let's say sun should be up. Yep. No issues there. Let's do the torch on for just a minute. Yeah. So yeah, we got our rifle here. Some goodies I can either take or leave with me. We got a bunch of clothing here right now. Yeah. Should probably figure out what I'm doing with that stuff. What's in the locker? Maybe we should move some matches. Is that a viable fishing boat? We have this stuff. Tools. No, it is not. Ooh, we need to get that leather out of here. Capuchin, a few green saplings that haven't poked out of the locker and gone weird on me. Perfect. Got a floating flower pot. And we're going to pop outside, see what the weather's like, and I'm probably going to call it a video. We got at least 2 hours in. That's great. I realized about 20-30 minutes ago when I pulled my beans out of the well, not the pulled them off the stove. I am out of butter and well, a couple of other things. So I need to run to the store, and in 2 minutes, the dollar store that is less than. I mean, in the car, it takes me like a minute and a half to get there. I could walk to it in about 5. It's open, so I want to run and go grab a couple things. I need a little milk too. I've got some. I got a recipe I need to make that's got some milk involved. There should be a pile of ptarmigan right down here in this little bit of ice here by the dam. I can hear them. Now, I don't know if you guys know who the Outdoor Boys are, but if you do, you should definitely check them out. Great channel, lots of views, tons and tons of videos, tons of content. It's good to be a fan, but don't be a fanatic of these people. They have kids. People have figured out where they live in Alaska. Leave them alone. All right? They had to quit making content because it got, you know, they were like, look, don't come up to us and our kids. Leave us alone. And I agree. I'm like, I live in Virginia. You guys could probably kind of figure out where I live. But I would never really give that information out because I don't want a bunch of crazy people coming up to me and being like, hey, I am not a face, so you guys can't recognize me. But there are some videos I would like to make where I might do a face reveal, and I certainly don't want you guys, like, I mean, luckily my kids don't even live in the same state as me anymore. It's kind of sad too, personally. But you know what I mean? Yeah, no, don't do that. It's weird. But they make great videos, and I like doing outdoor content. Or I would like to do outdoor content. I've talked about it before. I would like to do some bug out bag type videos, and you might get to see Pete's old, furry face. You never know. But yeah, those guys are awesome. But I think it's going to call it a video for today. I really appreciate Mrs. Wright and Mr. Wright. You guys are amazing. Mrs. Wright tries to jump in whenever she can and shares and likes the video, which is lovely. She's also subscribed. I know. And you'll hear this all the time from your YouTube people. They're like, only 0.04% of you guys are subscribed, but I got like 10,000 views. Look, I get like 100 views, 200 views, sometimes a couple thousand. My numbers reflect well when you look at it that way. But yeah, I mean, if you want to see more of this, subscribe. But that's going to do it. Again, a lot of fun for me. I enjoy doing this. It's just something fun I like to do. I love talking to people. I love making content. And again, I usually have a running monologue in my brain anyway. So being able to speak and play at the same time is makes me pretty happy. So thank you so much. Alright guys, if you happen to catch this, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. If you happen to see this at a later date or time, thanks for watching. I really hope you guys are out there having a great day. And listen, y'all be good to each other. Again, thanks Mrs. Wright. When you get back from the bus, you're amazing. Alright you guys, take care, be good to each other.